guys, happy Monday, although you'll be on Wednesday by the time you get this vlog. It's a soggy one because the weather in July went AWOL, hasn't it? Last week of July though as well, that's scary. Anyway, I was doing a lot of thinking last night, which did not help my Sunday night insomnia. I don't think I got to sleep till about 2 p.m. 2 p.m, 2 a.m. No wonder I can't even get my times right. It was late. I was wide awake with just too much floating around my head. And especially because I'd had a conversation with a client earlier that day, and I was just checking in with them, seeing how they were getting on, and hadn't seen them for a few weeks. They'd been on holiday and they'd sent the horses off to someone that could do them full time and like had them on full livery, which I can't offer. And then they've been back a week, and I just thought, I want to see if they've been to any shows and so on. And something really hit a nerve because they were like talking about competing and whatever, and one of the horses hadn't jumped very well. And they were like, oh, I think we're going to have a lesson with the person that we put them on full livery with for a few weeks because they didn't have any problems and blah, blah. And obviously, when it comes to teaching, you know that clients will often go and have lessons with other people. That's just part of, you want to learn from different people, no issues with that. But my problem with this is that I was no longer the person chosen to perhaps jump the horse, or, I guess I wasn't the first port of call to say, oh, do you want to have a jump on it? Do you want to see what's going on, or something like that? And the thing is, I don't think I'm no longer that person people think to ask, because back in my late teens, early 20s, especially when I was eventing a lot, I felt like I was that person. People asked me oh, do you ever sit on this horse? Do you want to have a feel, see what you think? It was easier to get clients. It was easier to get rides because I was doing well in eventing. I had, I know it sounds stupid, but you have evidence out there that you're succeeding and so on. And I think ever since it's kind of slowly got quieter and quieter because of Coop retiring, things are a bit slow with Sienna. It's just, I don't think I'm any longer that person that's looked upon as a riding person. I think I'm more looked upon as, oh yeah, she's a good groom, she's good at schooling, so on, but that's about it. And I don't want that. I want to go back to the young me who was, jumping lots of horses, schooling lots of horses, competing lots of horses, and, I know you can't have everything you want, but I think I can try. I've had to change arms. For some reason, my right arm isn't working this morning. It's so achy holding the phone out in front of me. I want to go back to being that person. I want to go back to kind of being in people's mind that actually, oh, she's a good person to try riding wise, and she's great at training and all that. I think I've lost that. I think where my riding has got quite quiet recently, I think I'm no longer at the forefront of people's minds to think, oh, ask her, that kind of thing. And sadly, I think competing helps with all that. I think if you're out there getting your name out and about, that helps. Especially when I teach a lot of teenagers and children, parents that might not be super horsey. For them, they want to see results. They want to see that you can get your own results. Now, I don't quite know how I'm going to get about there because, like I say, I'm not about to start making Coop going back to eventing or anything like that. And Sienna will take as long as Sienna takes. But it's given me the kick up the bum to think, actually, I don't want to be a groom. I want to ride. I want to go back to what I've always done. And I don't want to be just the person that's classed as, oh, good groom, great for hacking, bit of schooling. I want to be more than that because I know my knowledge is good. I know my riding is good. I just think I've lost a bit of confidence because I'm not jumping enough and I'm not competing enough. I've lost a bit of faith in my own ability, and I've got to change that. I've got to kind of start to prove and kind of put myself back out there that actually I'm all right. I'm good. I'm a good rider. I can, I'm a good trainer. I'm a good rider. Let's get those opportunities back. That's what I'm thinking anyway. Oh my goodness, hopefully I've got some footage, but he's a legend. Obviously what I was saying this morning, I was like, do you know what, I'm going to have a jump this afternoon. I'm going to give myself a real boost and just have a bit of fun. And Oh, God, I wish this horse wasn't 22. Oh, God, he's cool. He's just insane, this horse. I didn't jump too much. I was really careful. I really only jumped a few fences, but just quite big fences. I haven't jumped that big in a while. And it felt so good. It just felt so blinking good. Got the cryo chaps on already, and I'm going to cold hose the fronts. Make sure he's extra okay. Don't want anything happening to you, do we? Not that he'll appreciate it, because he doesn't particularly like having his legs hosed, but needs must, Coop. Got to protect those old legs. Coop is resting with his eye sweets on the ad. Don't judge me, people. Don't judge me. It's been a long time since I've jumped, and jumped decent. I want to know what height my fences are. I guess, very out of practice, I'd say between 105 and 110. Generally speaking, fences look bigger than they actually are to me. So no, I think, God, that looks massive, and turns out it's not. The verdict's in. It's actually 1.15 meters. I'm quite impressed about, really. This one is all but 120. It's a smidge under, but still. That's big. That's like intermediate height fences. It felt big. What made me smile is that he really picked his toes up when the fences got big. He was like, right, now we're jumping. Now it's time to tuck my toes in. Because normally when I jump smaller, he doesn't really make the best shape just because he doesn't need to. But, it felt so good. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Morning, guys. It's Tuesday. Going over the motorway bridge never gets any better. It's still utterly terrifying. She's such a brave little pony. Just checking that one's behind me. And yet she's been quite on edge today so far with this ride. Like, just a little bit, like every rustle in the hedge has made her jump, and squirrels that are running up the trees, she's kind of going, oh, I'm not sure about that. And yet she walks over the motorway bridge like that. She is such a quirky little mare. But yeah, we are at the start of the day. B was first on the list today, so giving her a bit of a hack, because as you'll notice, I don't have a tabard on, so a fluorescent tabard. So I was planning on going for a hack on the road, and then I realised I'd forgotten. So we decided to have to go off-road, because my tabard was like at least a field away, and I thought, nah, I'm not walking back across the field getting wetter feet. So off-road it was, and actually I'm kind of glad I did, because it's always nice to go off-road. So we're on what we call mile-long drive. And I'm assuming it probably is a mile long. It feels a bit longer than that to me. And it is all off-road, which is nice. So yeah, not a bad view. Excuse the noise in the background. Let's size of these blackberries. I definitely reckon the blackberries were out much earlier this year. Most likely probably because of the fumes coming off of the motorway. But look at the size of those beasts. Beautiful. This is a little bit of a random part to the vlog, but I just wanted to show some appreciation to this beautiful old Singer sewing machine. So as we well know, I like a hobby, and most of the time they don't last longer than a couple of weeks, and then I move on from them, apart from photos, YouTube, and obviously my horses. Those stay. I tend to like a hobby every now and then, and having been watching some sewing program on TV, I decided sewing was my new hobby. And my mum had this lovely old Singer sewing machine at home doing nothing. We've managed to get it working and everything, managed to get all the thread in the right place, and she works. Managed to actually stitch a slightly wonky line today, which is amazing, because I didn't think it was going to work. Kind of like, this machine was built in 1919. How incredible is that? It still works. Still does its job. They don't make them like they used to, did they? Anyway, I'll keep you updated. Obviously, rather than just learning to, sew and do straight lines and everything like that, I've jumped straight to thinking, I could make equestrian gear. That's how my brain works. We forget the middle bit, the learning and all that. We just go straight to the big stuff. I'll do straight lines first, because that doesn't look too bad. that line down there, not so good. So I've just come on to finish the vlog. This chap is a legend, as we well know, but he had such a sparkle in his eye today. You look so happy with yourself after yesterday. Honestly, when I got up this morning and like came out into the yard, he just looked so, he looked so pleased with himself. Like you had a great time yesterday, didn't you? Having a jump. He just looked very happy indeed, didn't you? Do you think you're back in the game? He's thinking eventing, here we come. Not sure quite that cute, but yeah, he just looked really happy and it just made me smile. Very pleased with himself. I can hear some tongue rolling going on down here, madam. She's like, talk to me, not him. It's so interesting. So we know that I've have them on hay at the moment just because it's just easier to get hold of, and it's not going to go off and all that. I was going to say in the heat, not really had that much heat. Interesting, her cough has completely gone. Oh, excuse the hair, it's very sticky uppy. Her cough has completely gone being on hay. So weird. Normally the other way round. Normally haylage stops them from coughing. But yeah, ever since she's come onto hay, not heard a peep out of her. So I quite know what was on the haylage that was making her cough. But either way, she wasn't coughing much, but she was just having the odd cough here and there. But nothing. I haven't heard a thing from her. She's got the vet tomorrow, haven't you? Not that you know it yet. Really just for a bit of a check-up. I feel like we've been in a bit of limbo at the moment. So kind of just wanted to have a chat with the vet and see where we're at and see what she thinks and all that jazz. I don't really know if anything's going to come of it tomorrow, but we're just going to have another little look at your deer, aren't we? Yeah. So, that's the plan for tomorrow, but yeah, look at him. He's so happy. Honestly, he's so happy. Oh, God, he's cool. You are just too cool, aren't you? Too blinking cool. Honestly, I'm still on a high from yesterday. Oh, such a good feeling. Such a good feeling. Look at him, he's so happy. I think you're actually just watching something. I think you might be watching the dog.